then you could have it later. So I think we've made introduction and so on. So I will run through this quickly. Kindly stop me or ask a question if you think there is something that I need to clarify here and there. But basically, we are talking about a revolution. There are many things that are a revolution when it comes with respect to human beings. I mean, what we've experienced in the last, I think in the last 30 years, there have been so many things that have come in that have impacted greatly in development of various aspects of human beings and all that. I think one of them is the mobile phone. You will agree with me that ever since the mobile phone came, it has had a great impact in our space, how we communicate, how we relate, how we even do business. Nowadays, we can transact. Nowadays, we don't even need to work with cash. We actually work with mobile M-Pesa and all that kind of thing. So all that is what I would refer to as a revolution. But more specifically today, what we just wanted to look at is how cryptocurrency is impacting on money and the journey that money has done. And I'll do that very quickly and briefly, just to summarize some of the things that we have experienced with respect to money, all right? Money, of course, you know the journey where money began. It began with barter trade, and then it came to Industrial Revolution when paper money started being used in the 1900s, 1800s, and so on. And finally, of course, the digital money, where now we have credit cards, where now we have M-Pesa and all this kind of thing. But blockchain is what we are referring to as the revolution, all right? And not necessarily just Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in that sense, but the technology called blockchain. And I wanted to emphasize that fact about what blockchain is. And I'm sure probably you know, I don't know how much, by the way, let me just ask that so that I don't have to repeat many things, but how much of cryptocurrency world do you know?
Well, fine. I believe that question is directed to me.
Sorry?
Not a lot. My profession is basically engineering.
Okay.
I have very little knowledge on this, apart from my wife, who is a banker like yourself.
Okay.
Other than that, mimi najua kidogo sana.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just here to learn.
Okay. Okay.
And then synthesize, and we move forward.
No problem. All right. So that's fine. And by the way, not many people know, even bankers, by the way, and not many of them even know about cryptocurrency. One of the reasons is that cryptocurrency is a Wanjiku currency. It's money that is being controlled by no one but Wanjiku. And you know, Wanjiku is you and me, all right? In fact, the banking system for quite a while resisted cryptocurrencies. And even right now, many central banks still have not known exactly how to engage with cryptocurrencies. Notwithstanding, many people are heavily invested in cryptocurrency right now. In fact, we are told that Kenyans are #2 in the whole world in terms of how much Kenyans have invested in cryptocurrency. In fact, I'm told that Kenyans have invested more than 700 billion Kenya shillings in cryptocurrency, which is very significant in terms of how much this particular space is. But I get ahead of myself. Let me come back to define briefly what blockchain is. Blockchain is not even cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is just one aspect that blockchain has been implemented in. Let me clarify that a little bit. Let me equate it to, for example, the internet. The internet, again, as we know it, is also another revolution that has revolutionized how human beings disseminate information. But the internet being the revolution, has brought in aspects on top of it now, like Facebook, like YouTube, like Google, like Twitter, like all those things that are now running on top of the internet. So the internet is the backbone, but now whatever runs on top of it is benefiting from the internet infrastructure. So the same thing applies to blockchain. Blockchain is actually a technology that that enables the storage of data in a very secure, transparent, and decentralized manner. Secure in the sense that the moment you put data on the blockchain, no one can change it. It becomes immutable. Meaning then that blockchain, any information that is on the blockchain, you can trust it, all right? Because nobody can change or rather manipulate information that is already on the blockchain. So blockchain is a technology that enables us as users to trust what is on the blockchain. The other thing is that blockchain enables that information to be very transparent, meaning anybody can see and scrutinize the information that is there on the blockchain. The other thing is that information that on the blockchain is decentralized, meaning there is no single computer that holds that information. It's not in a particular server. It is in a distributed network of computers all over the world. So even if you destroy a whole continent, you will not have destroyed the blockchain technology, as it were, or any record for that matter that is on the blockchain, because every record is stored in these millions of computers around the globe. Now, that is what the blockchain is. So I just wanted to probably emphasize on that fact that the blockchain technology is a unique technology that now many things can be built upon. So one of the things that was built upon the blockchain technology is the creation of a currency. Why the creation of a currency? Because somebody realized that the normal money we have, the Kenya shilling, the Uganda shilling, the US dollar, the pound, the euro, the yen, all these currencies, which we normally refer to as the fiat currency, loses value over time. That means the money you have today will be worth much less 10 years from now. All right. So what you can buy today with Kenya shillings, you will buy less and less of that amount many years from now. So they created a currency, a cryptocurrency, using this blockchain technology that does not depreciate with time, but actually appreciates with time. And that is the Bitcoin. All right. So in fact, today, if you actually check Bitcoin, over the time that it has been there, has been gaining in value. In fact, last year, I think it was only going for 1 million a piece. Right now, it is more than 4 million Kenya shillings for one Bitcoin, and that is amazing. So that means also that you can hold or buy Bitcoin and hold it as an asset. Just like the way you can buy a piece of land and wait for it over time, you are rich because the value of the land will have gone up. The same thing applies to cryptocurrency. With time, it accumulates, it appreciates in value. Now, the other thing that that is also important about, to realize about this is that when people realize that that is a possibility, they created the second coin called Ethereum, which is a platform also that you are able to build other applications on top of it. All right. Just give me a second. I respond to this. sorry for that. Sorry for that. I was trying to help somebody. So now, so there is a second coin called Ethereum, which is also a platform where now you can build other applications on top of it. So I think that's what I just wanted to clarify. Now, because this is a very huge topic, and of course we don't have all the time to discuss so many aspects of it. Let's go to the nitty-gritties of what we want to discuss. And before we do that, I just want to summarize some of the gains and some of the losses that people have experienced since cryptocurrency came into our space. And that is around 2008 when the Bitcoin was first released, and especially from 2016, 2017 onwards. Now, so there are people that have gained and there are also those who have lost, all right? And I just want to start with the losing side. I don't want to go into depth about the really nitty-gritties about this because it's a whole topic that we can discuss up to tomorrow. But there are things called tokens that are basically like IPOs. Somebody issues tokens in order to raise money to implement a particular project. But because this particular industry is not regulated, some of these tokens were fraudulent and people actually lost money because of tokens. The other area is something called mining. And this used to be very lucrative at the beginning. When cryptocurrency were coming into the space, you could actually do what is called cryptocurrency mining using your laptop, using your phone. In fact, in some of the coins, you could actually mine using your phone. But with time, this is no longer practical. Why? Because big companies like the Chinese have actually put in very huge investment into this area. And they have taken over the mining industry. In fact, currently, 90% of cryptocurrency mining is controlled by the Chinese. So let me talk about a very interesting area called return on investment programs. Now, this is a very huge area that many people are losing money every day. By the way, return on investment is a diplomatic way of referring to pyramid scams. Pyramid scams. Now, why are they prevalent in the cryptocurrency space? In fact, today, when you tell somebody about getting involved in cryptocurrency, the first thing that somebody will think about is a pyramid scheme. Why? Because it's only in cryptocurrency that pyramid schemes can be operated. You cannot operate a pyramid scheme using the banking sector or even M-Pesa. I think the only pyramid scheme that I know that managed to do that, and I think it was because of there were people in the system that colluded with them, is DESI, all right? I'm sure you remember DESI when it was there. And I think it only got the help of people in the system to perpetuate that kind of pyramid scheme for that long, all right? Otherwise, today you cannot run that unless you are well connected with the powers that be, who will also benefit from that kind of scam. But generally, you cannot do that. So where do these pyramid schemes operate? In cryptocurrency. Why? Because in cryptocurrency space, you can move money anywhere, any amount, without the supervision of the authorities. All right. So we have so many programs out here in the field where people promise you 1%, 2% per day for your investment. Unfortunately, of course, they only pay you out of the money of the new entrants, and it is a scam. It's a scam and a fraud, because whatever they say they do with your money, for example, some of them say they trade for you, some of them they say they are involved in betting, some of them talk about all different types of things that they do. So the more believable the story line that they give you, the more probably that pyramid scheme will last maybe a year or even 2 years or even 3 years, all right? And the more it scams more people, all right? But anybody who actually tells you that they have discovered a secret on how to make money, and that now you can come here, bring your money, and you do nothing and they make money for you, you need to think twice, because there are very few angels in this world who are willing to take your risk, go trade with your money, make you more money, and just come and pay you as you sit on your couch at home. I mean, you need to think twice if you get somebody who is that good, all right? But people never put their thoughts into their minds, okay? They want to, people are hungry, people are desperate, so people always get involved in these pyramid schemes. But normally the majority will cry at the end. A few people, of course, will benefit, those who are at the top, those who know how to play this game, so they keep on jumping from one pyramid scam to the other one as the rest of the wananchi follows them and so on. But let me not dwell on that too much. So where are the gains? Where are people who have gained in this industry? The first one is interesting, it's trading. When you trade the price, when the prices move up and down, you can buy when it's low, but sell when it's high, sell when it's high, buy back when it's low, and so on. So you can trade the prices and actually make money. And the only thing about trading is that you need knowledge, experience, and time concentration. Not all of us have that kind of time of exposure to learn how to do it, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, sentimental analysis, and to have the time to actually focus into trading. In fact, the majority of those who trade actually lose money. So sometimes I don't know whether we should put Forex trading on this side or on this side, all right? I personally do Forex trading, but I can tell you for a fact, even after these many years of trading, I sometimes make money, I sometimes also lose money, all right? So what I only need to do is to minimize when I lose and to maximize when I gain, which is a very tough task, but yes, that's one area that somebody can actually do that. Now, let me talk about the one which is not questionable. If you buy to hold, you will make a lot of money in cryptocurrency. Why? First of all, cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, was designed to go up in value over time. How do they do that? By limiting the amount of supply that will ever be produced in terms of Bitcoin. There will only be 21 million coins that will ever be produced. So when you limit supply, while demand is increasing, then the value will go up, just like land. Why does land always go up in value? Because there is limited resource. God is not in the business of creating more land. I'm sure you know that. The land that we have is limited, but the number of people who need land is growing every day. We are, and so on. So Bitcoin is the same. So if you can buy to hold, the only thing that I normally say here is that you need to spend a lot of money to buy and hold for not less than 5 to 10 years in order to benefit from the increase in price. Actually, if you actually look at the journey of Bitcoin, it has been going up, but there are also corrections. And some of those corrections can last even 3 years. In 2017, it hit 2 million Kenya shillings. But after 2017, the whole of 2018, the whole of 2019, the whole of 2020, the price was far, far below 2 million. What would you do for 3 years? You probably might give up and say it's not working. But if you had held through that storm, you are now very rich because it has gone much, much beyond that. It's now more than 4 million Kenya shillings within 1 month, all right? And so it will be having those kinds of correction, but in the long run, it's going up. So the only challenge now with buying to hold is that you need huge capital and you need time, all right? Now, that brings us to the last aspect that I want to talk about right now, and that is called smart contracts. All right, and I want you to pay a little bit of attention on these smart contracts. Now, what is a smart contract? All right, a smart contract is almost like Bitcoin itself. It has the aspect of security. It has the aspect of decentralization. it has the aspect of transparency, all right? And let me just mention what a smart contract is. I told you about Ethereum, the second coin after Bitcoin. When Ethereum was created, it was created for the specific purpose to enable other users to build applications on top of Ethereum. And one of the things that can be built on top of Ethereum is what is called a smart contract. So what is a smart contract? First of all, it's a contract, meaning it's an agreement on how business can be done. The moment it's deposited on the blockchain, it becomes permanent and immutable, meaning no one, even the creator, cannot change it, all right? Which is very interesting. In fact, this is the definition of a smart contract. A smart contract is a programming code that is self-operating. It is placed directly on the blockchain and it can never be hacked or stopped. Once deployed, it cannot be changed. It means it does not require an administrator or a company to run it. It runs on its own and does exactly what it was programmed to do. So that's a definition that you can find in Investopedia and so on and so forth. Now, so some of the things that come out of what a smart contract is that even the creator cannot change it. The moment it has been created and put on the blockchain, it becomes permanent forever. So what I'm going to describe right now is a smart contract that enables us to accumulate more Ethereum, more cryptocurrency without breaking the bank, And the amount of money you can accumulate is unlimited, all right? And it is 100% transparent, and you have full control of what happens and so on. Unlike, of course, a centralized project that has an owner, blah, 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 and so many of those aspects. Now, this particular program is called Forsage. And Forsage was deployed on the blockchain in February last year. Okay, so it's exactly 11 months now since it was launched, all right? And it is built on Ethereum, okay? And probably just to re-emphasize again, Ethereum is an open source. Apart from being a coin, it's an open source where, let me just read that, where that uses blockchain technology to create and run decentralized digital applications, all right, which are normally referred to as DApps, okay, that enables users to make agreements and conduct transactions directly with each other, either to buy, sell, or trade goods and services without a middle person. And that is critical or important to know. Now, I don't want to go into a lot of this. Of course, the fact that we have a community and so on and so forth, I could dwell upon that. But let me go to the actual point of what I am discussing today, and that is how do you make money with Forsage smart contract? Now, Forsage smart contract has 3 programs or 3 projects. It has Forsage X3, Forsage X4, and what was launched about a week ago, actually 2 weeks ago, it will be 2 weeks tomorrow, on Sunday, called Forsage Gold, all right? Now, let me describe briefly, just for you to understand probably an illustration. Consider Forsage X3 and Forsage X4 and Forsage Gold as a huge building that has 3 wings, all right? Has one tower called Forsage X3, Forsage X4, and Forsage Gold, which has different rooms, all right? So Forsage X3 has 12 rooms, Forsage X4 has 12 rooms, and Forsage Gold has 15 rooms, all right? And the price or how much you need to pay in order to use any one of the rooms changes from room to room. So one room has a different price from the other one. Now, it starts with slot number 1. We call them slots. Let's call them slots. So the first one will cost you about 5,000 Kenya shilling, for example, all right? And then the second one will cost you 5,000, sorry, 10,000, double that. So it doubles in price every successive slot up to the last one, all right? The 12th one here is about 4 million Kenya shillings, all right? So to buy the whole of Forsage X3 will cost you something like 8 million Kenya shillings, all right? Forsage X4 is the same. It starts with about 5,000, doubles in price. The last one is almost 4 million Kenya shillings. The whole of it will be about 8 million Kenya shilling. Now, Forsage Gold also has a similar increment in terms of price. And it has almost the same range. In fact, to buy the Forsage Gold, the whole of it will cost you something like maybe 10 million Kenya shillings, all right? But let me go now and describe exactly how do you make money. And before I do that, let me just say one more thing here. You make money on Forsage X3 if you resell the license, all right? And Forsage Gold, Forsage X4 is more for investment, all right? So if you just want to invest your money, you do Forsage Gold and Forsage X4, all right? So Forsage X3 is more for somebody who can sell that particular license. Let me just put on the lights here. Sorry for that. I just want to get some more light here. All right, so how do you make money with Forsage X3? As I said, Forsage X3, you make money when you resell the license, or as it were, if we consider that particular slot as a license, all right? So let's say you acquire the first slot, which is about 5,000 Kenya shilling. When you resell that to somebody else, you earn 100% of what that person spends. That means you get back all your money that you spend for that particular slot when you get the first person, meaning that you no longer have any risk, all right? Now, that is powerful. Now, when you make another sale, again, you earn 100% of what that person spends. And so with only 2 sales, now you are 200% into profit, all right? Now, realize that slot number 2 is twice the price of slot number 1, meaning that now you have the money to buy the second slot if you so wish, or you can eat the money, all right? Now, what happens when you get the third sale, sale number 3? Sale number 3, you do not take home that money. That money does 2 things. It gives you a re-entry or renews your license, all right? So that now you can sell to the 4th person and earn 100%. You can sell to the 5th person and earn 100%. The 6th person, again, gives you what is called a re-entry. But where does the money go? The money goes to the person from whom you bought the license from. In this case, we can refer them to as your sponsor or whoever it is, all right? So the person from whom you bought the license, that money, the third money, goes to them, all right? And so you recycle. So it begins again, the 4th person you earn, the 5th person you earn, the 6th person recycles you, and the money goes to your sponsor. Now, 2 things that I would like you to take home from here. First of all, there is no company called Forsage. Forsage is a program. Forsage is a smart contract. So as you can see, no money goes outside or to any other third party. Here, the money remains with either you or your sponsor in this particular scenario. I also notice one thing here. If these 3 guys here whom you have brought also go out each and get whatever number of sales they make, for every 3 they make, 1 payment will come to you. For every 3 sales they make, 1 payment comes to you, including this person here. This person does not move. It's only the 3rd payment that you do not receive that goes to your sponsor or wherever it is. But the person belongs to you, meaning that even this 3rd person, when they make 3 sales, the third payment comes to you. Now, that is a very powerful concept that I probably wanted to just re-emphasize that. So if you get an active person who can bring in many people, remember, every 3 people they bring, 1 is yours. Every 3 people they bring, 1 is yours. That can easily become a residual income for you. Remember, your license, you will never be asked to renew it yourself. It is free for life. No monthly subscription, no yearly subscription, no fees, nothing. That thing, whenever you have bought it, it belongs to you permanently. All right. Now, the other thing that I want to mention before I go to number 4 is, why then would you want to buy slot number 2? There are 2 reasons why you want to buy slot number 2. 1, slot number 2 is twice as expensive as slot number 1, meaning then you make twice as much with slot number 2 as slot number 1. That means, and every successive slot anyway, you make twice as much as the previous one. That's point number 1. Point number 2, why do you want to buy slot number 2? Because the same people who bought from you slot number 1 will also buy from you slot number 2. That is powerful, meaning with the same people you have already sold in slot number 1, you don't need to do any more selling for you to earn more money from the same people, because they are already sold into the idea, and so they will most likely buy from you. The only secret you need to bear in mind is buy the second slot before they do. Because if you allow any one of your referrals to buy the second slot before you do, then for that particular time, for that particular slot, they become your uplines, or they become your sponsors. So you will be buying from them. So that's the only thing. Okay.
Hello? Ken. Nitakwambia niko kwa mkutano mwingine hapa, wacha nimalize alafu nikwambie. Haya.
All right. I'm almost through, by the way. I only have 1 more program to describe, and we are done. So slot number 4 is very easy. Now that you have understood the concept, this one will be very easy. For you, the only thing I want to mention with slot number 3 is that for every 3 sales, you will have made 200%. And you can make that 200% over and over and over and over permanently. All right. So let's talk about slot number 4. Slot number 4, for you to complete 1 cycle, there needs to happen 6 sales. The 6 sales are arranged in 2 rows, 2 and then 4. Sorry, yeah, and then 4. You earn 3 of them out of the 4. So the first slot, the first sale here you don't earn, the second sale here you don't earn, you earn on these ones which are colored here, and the last one you don't earn, it goes into your re-entry, and the money goes into the ecosystem. The ecosystem basically is other members within the Forsage community, all right? So these sales that go into the Forsage community are the ones that supply sales to the investors. That is why for investors, you just buy the X4 and you will earn from these arrows that are flying all over the community of X4. That answers why you need how X4 works. Now let's talk about the last one, which is Forsage Gold. Again, you guessed it. The matrix is slightly bigger. For you to complete 1 cycle, it is 30 sales that need to happen. They are arranged in 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. The first 2 you don't earn. The second line consisting of 4, you earn 20% for each. The next one is 8, you earn 30% for each. The last one is 16, you earn 50% for each, except the last 2 sales, which goes into renewing your license, all right? So how much do you earn on gold? 1,000, the figure is here, 1,120%. But since you don't earn from the last two, which account to 100%, then your earnings will be 1,020%. All right. So what does that mean? It means, for example, if you buy a slot which is worth, say, 100,000, and you complete one cycle, you will have earned 1 million Kenya shillings. You will have earned 1 million Kenya shillings. All right. And why we are excited about this is because of these numbers. Already Forsage has over 1 million people, and most of these 1 million people do not have Forsage Gold. So this is the time when many of them are buying Forsage Gold, and you will get so many sales that will happen in Forsage Gold. Again, the number of people that are joining Forsage every single day is approximately 1,000 people. Now, all these are sales that are happening within the Forsage community, and they will help you achieve the sales that are required. I don't want to go into depth about the next 4 slides about how the strategy that we have to make 40 million Kenya shillings in 90 days, but that with time we will probably share in detail how these numbers come about and so on. Probably the last thing before I show you practical what we have achieved within a very short time is just to give you a description of what you need in order to begin or to start your Forsage business. You download a wallet where you have your Ethereum wallet, and you can do it using Token Pocket or Trust Wallet. And if you are using a laptop, you use what is called MetaMask. Then with the amount that you want to start, all right, and you can start with 1 Ethereum, 2 Ethereums, and so on, which is right now an Ethereum is about 150,000 Kenya shillings. So if you are starting with, say, 2 Ethereums, that will be about 300,000. If you are starting with 1.5 Ethereum, which is highly recommended, about 200,000 Kenya shillings, and so on. That is what can really propel you into benefiting and realizing your returns quickly with this. So you change that Kenya shilling to Ethereum, and there are platforms when you can do that with a click of the button and so on. Then you get a link, the link from the person who referred you. For this case, Nora will send you the link and so on. So I think I have finished basically the basics of that. Again, as I said, I've recorded this. I will send it to you. You will be able to review this at, in more depth. What I want to do right now, as you think of a question that you may want to ask, is to show you just briefly what we have been able to achieve with this particular contract, Forsage contract, in exactly 1 month. So let me share with you this. Let me do this. I log out here and I show you one account, probably my account and so on. This one here. All right. I started with 1 Ethereum, 1.5 Ethereum approximately. But within 1 month, I have 14 Ethereums. And by the way, I have actually 2 accounts. So there is this and there's another one which I have almost slightly over 8 Ethereum. So, and I have not invested more than what I started with, which was 1.5 Ethereums. So right now I have more than 14 plus another 6 Ethereums, which is almost 20 Ethereums, which is more than 2 million Kenya shillings in exactly 1 month. Now, that I think is impressive. I want to show you my other colleague who started recently also, who started a day after me and seems to be doing slightly better than me. All right. As I said again, this is not a pyramid. Somebody can actually do better than you. Somebody you bring into the business can do better than you. And you can actually see he also started with 1.5 Ethereums, and right now he has 20, which is currently worth over almost, you can say this is 2.5 million Kenya shillings, all right, because that's in dollars. So we could give you more examples, but I think let me leave it at that. You can ask a question if you have any.
Yeah, just like you know, the DP said the other day, scientists or engineers are slow learners. As I was talking to Nora yesterday, and
yeah.
this also requires that personal touch.
Yeah.
I've gotten most of it.
Okay.
I've heard about the Bitcoin before.
Yeah.
I must honestly admit that I didn't know how it works.
Okay.
Now I've gotten to the cryptocurrency.
Okay.
And I'm now getting a small glimpse of how possibly it works. And you know, some of these things to get to know the nitty-gritties.
Very true.
They say, you know, the test is in the I don't know. You know, you have to get in to immerse yourself.
Yeah,
so that
absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So at this point, I was intending to come to Nairobi before in the next 10 days actually.
Okay.
I'll organize. I don't know whether Nora is able to come down. I know she was down this way over Christmas, and therefore coming might be an issue.
Yeah.
But
no, listen.
Yes.
I would like you to get started. All right.
Yes.
If you need a personal touch, I can actually take the first Fiego the next day because or whatever. I can take a flight to Kisumu and be there and finish with you and come back. Because I know how important this one is. Time is of essence. And right now what we are doing, we are doing a lot of work around this, and you can benefit from the momentum that we are generating. And as you said, you will understand faster. By the way, the DP was a bit mean with what he said. By the way, scientists can also understand things analytically, all right? And they can smell a rat from very far.
Yeah.
So let DP not cheat you that we scientists don't know that 2022 is here. That's why he's going for it. He should not ask that Yumi doesn't understand the BBI. He understands. I mean, that's why
he does.
That's why he responded the way he did. If he didn't understand, why did he?
I know he did. I know he does.
I'm joking. So scientists are tough. Don't joke with them. So anyway, I understand you get my drift.
Yes.
Please plan whatever you need to do. If you need us to be there and actually take you step by step, we can be there as early as tomorrow morning. But you get what we are talking about.
No, I got you. You've explained quite well from the very basic.
Yeah.
On in engineering, we say from first principle.
Wow.
Yes, you've done fairly well.
Thank you.
Let me synthesize it.
So
I'll be discussing with Nora by tomorrow.
Okay.
In any case, tomorrow I'm leaving very early for Nakuru.
Oh, okay. So you'll be very near here. You'll be our brother here. So are you coming all the way to Nairobi?
No. Me, I ran away from Nairobi. Nairobi is too hectic.
So can we do a rendezvous? Can we do a rendezvous in Nakuru?
Well, fine. Can I confirm this tomorrow because I have a patient.
Oh, okay.
Let me confirm. Let me talk to Nora tomorrow, and then we can see because we then have Saturday tomorrow and Sunday.
No problem. I'll also process the video and give it to you. You can play it over and over again.
Go through and through again, right?
No problem. Yes, you will. You will. All right. Thank you so much. All the best. Thank you and bye.
Thank you so much and God bless.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you, Vincent, for coming through. We'll talk more.
Nora.
Thank you.
We'll link up again.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks. Cheers. Cheers, you guys.
Okay.
Good evening.
Okay.